friends, welcome back to my channel Infinite Trade. My name is Robin and let's begin our Nifty and Bank Nifty analysis for tomorrow. So before we begin the analysis, let's just quickly check what has happened in Nifty and Bank Nifty today. So the first thing is, if you remember, I said Nifty and Bank Nifty both can remain sideways and with some bullish sentiment into it. Okay, and similarly in Nifty, I had given a particular level where you could buy, and I had also given a target, which we'll see it at the moment. So even the target was achieved today in Nifty. So first, let's quickly look at Bank Nifty. So when I say sideways, and I also mentioned there will be a lot of volatility, and it may continue for for the next 2 days until this expiry. And if you see this, Bank Nifty traded within this range, hugely volatile, big red candles and big green candles. And when I say that it could be sideways with some bullish sentiment, it did not close below 41,000, and it maintained itself somewhere in the higher side. So that's why I said that it could be sideways with some bullish sentiment. Now let's look at Nifty. So Nifty, if you all remember, I said you should buy above this area, which was 18,200, and I said your target should be 18,300. So what happened in the morning is Nifty gapped up slightly, it went up, and then it immediately came down. So people who took an entry here, definitely the SL was hit. Okay, because this was because of volatility. And then if you see in the second half, it again gave a strong close above this, and without stopping, it immediately went to 18,300. So the target was achieved here. So why this sort of volatility? It is because we saw that Nifty was continuously coming down, and yesterday, if you remember, I said this is the first time when Nifty has maintained a higher low, and it continues to maintain the higher low. And what happens is when there is a shift in the trend, usually the market tends to be volatile because a lot of sellers would try and sell, a lot of buyers would enter because Nifty has fallen down more than 600 points, and it's a right time to buy for the future trend. So because of this, a lot of volatility gets created, and you may see a lot of spikes like this. So becoming a buyer is definitely not that easy because it takes a lot of patience. But anyways, for our learning purpose, what we planned was successfully completed. And now let's go and analyze for tomorrow. So first we'll check the participant wise open interest. So while I do that, let me just check if FIs have been selling continuously. So today in the cash market, FIs have sold for about 2,370 crores, whereas DIIs have bought about 1,385 crores. So FIs have been continuously selling in the cash market. They are booking profits. Okay, that was just for an informational purpose. And now let's quickly look at our participant wise open interest. So FIs future is in short, call buy 9,200 and put sell 7,200. So FIs are maintaining lighter positions. They have not created significant positions. And if we look at ProDesk, they have 81,888 call options buy. That's quite huge. And about 17,000 put sell. So when we see put sell to be limited and call buy to be significant, what happens is the market moves significantly. To understand this position, let's come back here. Okay, so probably this is going to be the last day that I'm going to discuss this section. The reason why I'm saying last date is because we usually look at the summary, but I wanted to cover this section because this can be helpful in identifying the bottom, and that's what we have been trying to do, the analysis here, so that we understand that Nifty may turn upside from here. So that was the whole and sole reason to cover this point. So if we look at FIs in the future, they have closed some long positions and created some short positions. So in future, they are still creating short positions. Similarly, pros, they have closed long positions and created short positions. So in futures, they are creating short positions. So which shows us that there is still some bearish plan that they have. Okay, next, if we look at the call options, if I have closed 5,489 call options. Okay, so closing call options means they're booking profits in the call options, and they have closed some significant quantity of short. So this is where the trend lies, because if they are closing a lot of shorts, that means they are expecting the market to rise. And similarly, if you see, pros have created long and they have also closed 55,000 shorts. So again, it is an indication of bullish sentiment. If we look at put side, so 23,000 long that FIs have created, but against that they have created 30,000 put short, so which again signifies bullishness. And similarly, pros have created 23,000 put long and they have created 40,000 shorts, so again bullishness. So overall, the trend seems to be bullish, and that is something which we can expect in Nifty tomorrow. So yeah, this is what I wanted to cover in participant wise OI. Now let's look at the option chain. So this is the option chain. So if you look at the option chain today, in Bank Nifty, the change in open interest was more towards the call side. Like the call writing happened significantly yesterday. If you remember, this entire section we had green bars and the red bars were actually not present, but today we have seen call writings. However, 41,000 put seems to be a strong support for this week. So if you see, this is the only support which is so strong, and resistances we have at 41,500 and 42,000. But the thing that we should remember here is there is very less chance that Bank Nifty may fall below 41,000. Okay, so now let's move on to our charts and we'll analyze where should we enter and what should be our targets. So let's first look at Bank Nifty. The first thing that I wanted to show in Bank Nifty is, if we look at the daily candle, I'm just switching it to the daily candle. Okay, yes. So this is our daily candle. So yesterday's candle happened to be quite big. Okay. So if we have to mark the range of yesterday's candle, so this is going to be a resistance and this area is going to be a support. And today we have a inside candle here. So now what happens next is, so this is the range that we are going to plan. If upside is broken, we may try to attempt this area. If downside is broken, we may try to attempt this area. So this should be our plan. But tomorrow, a moment beyond this or beyond this is something which may not happen, is what I feel. Okay, now let's get back to a shorter time frame. So let's come back to 15 minutes. Okay, so we are back into 15 minutes. So let me just bring the support and resistances back. Okay, so these are our levels. So completely sideways market today in Bank Nifty, but the good thing is we have closed somewhere in near this high. So tomorrow if we open flat, say within this area, so when I say within this area, which means from the closing to 41,100 or 120, if we open within that area, and if we break this, you can immediately enter. Your first target would be somewhere around this place. Okay, so we are not expecting a target of 41,800 because we have a very big red candle here. So crossing this is not an easy task. So our profit booking area should be somewhere around 41,500 to 600. So this area is 370. Okay, so I'll just write down, if we close above 41,370, our immediate target would be 41,550 to 41,600. This should be a target on the upper side. And if we open flat and if we break this, we are not going to trade. If you remember, even in my yesterday's video, I had clearly mentioned that for both Nifty and Bank Nifty, we are not going to plan any put side trade. Okay, so if we break this low, we'll wait and watch. And even if we come down and if we break this, again I would advise you, do not go for a put trade, because it is already, it would be a 200 to 50 point fall, and then it would break this and it can immediately reverse from any point. So there is no point in trading on the put side tomorrow. There is only one chance where we can enter in put, is if we gap down again somewhere here, say around 41,000 or 41,050. If we gap down and open somewhere here, then definitely this 41,000 put writers will be in panic. Okay, and in case if we touch this place, immediately they may start covering their positions. So this is where we can enter. So a gap down opening and a close below this line, a close below, or even if we close below 41,000, you can still try and enter. There is no problem or there is no harm in it. And your immediate target should be around 40,700 to 40,800. Okay, but on the both sides, I'm not expecting a very big target. Even if we break down this point, this gap filling seems to be difficult for me, at least for this week. So that's why do not plan a bigger target. So this is my view in Bank Nifty. And one more thing, what if Bank Nifty opens gap up? So if we open gap up, definitely that would be used for profit booking, and then we may trade sideways the entire day. Okay, so this is a plan for Bank Nifty. Now let's quickly go and check Nifty. So Nifty, if you all remember, I had mentioned that the actual uptrend would start once we cross 18,317. Okay, and we have managed to close above 18,300 and close to 317. So this area, like a close above this area, would actually change the actual trend of Nifty. Okay, so what is our plan? I'll tell you. first we'll remove this line. This is not required now because we'll consider this to be a range. And there are a couple of things that we could do. First is, if you see, Nifty is following a trend line here. Okay, so this is the trend line that Nifty is following, and we have closed here. So tomorrow, if we open flat and we immediately break this level, so if we open flat and if we close above this, you can go for a long entry. But the only problem is we cannot expect a bigger target. The reason is we still have a big red candle over here, okay, in this place. So this should be our first target. So this is around 400, I guess. Okay, 380, 17, 380, 390. So 17, 380 should be your first target. So your entry point would be once a candle closes above 18,317, and your target should be 18,380. Just a second. And the next possibility is, say we open flat, or if we open a little gap down, we'll wait for it to come until this trend line. And if you see a reversal here, definitely you can enter. And again, your target would be the same, 18,380. If we are breaking this trend line, we will not trade. No trade for put side Nifty tomorrow. So I hope things are clear. Okay, one last point. What if Nifty gaps up? So if it gaps up around 18,380, we will again not trade, because people would book profits and it may move sideways. In case if in the first half it is moving sideways, you can mark something like this, and whichever side it gives breakout in the second half, you can definitely attempt to trade there. So that's the plan for Nifty and Bank Nifty for tomorrow. I hope you all understood this, and I hope the knowledge that I'm sharing is helpful and useful to the viewers watching. So thank you for watching. Let's meet in another video tomorrow. Till then, take care. Bye bye.